everyone, welcome back. I'm Rico and this is Relatively Sound, the channel that won't settle. Today I am back with another album review, and this one may seem a little familiar, and that's because I'm reviewing yet another live Glen Hansard album. And this is actually a continuation of this live series that I did a video for earlier this year. This one is titled Don't Settle Volume 2, Transmissions West. Now, if you didn't watch my last video, you can right here. I'm going to put a link here and in the description. But if you just want a quick summary, what happened was earlier this year, Glen released a live solo album. And it was recorded back in 2025 during his birthday, where he decided to celebrate it by doing a live show at the famous Berlin recording studio, Funkhaus. And he recorded it in front of a live audience. And it was 2 nights. And earlier this year, when he announced it, the live album, it was Volume 1. So most people thought there'll be a Volume 2. And he took some of the songs, I think, from both nights and put them on this live album. And my impression of it was that I really enjoyed it. And that's because Glen Hansard is one of my favorite singer-songwriters. And in that video, I explain more why he's one of my favorites. But he's someone that I've seen live the most. And I think he's one of the best live performers. He knows how to captivate an audience. He knows how to perform a song. His guitar playing, his vocals are always on point. And anytime he releases something live, it's always going to be great. Another reason I really liked it too was because he isn't just doing solo songs on these concerts and on these albums. He's doing songs from like everything. He's doing frame songs, 12 season songs, solo songs, and even a cover. So you get a lot of variety. And I really enjoyed that live album. And this video is going to be pretty brief because this is basically just a continuation. It's just more songs from those 2 nights where he performed. And pretty much everything I loved about that, I still love on this album. I will say the one thing I think I prefer even more on this album is that you get, I feel like, an even better set of songs. And it's really all just personal preference. I mean, when I look at this album's track list, you get Revelate, which is one of my favorite Frame songs. Love the energy on that song. And I will say, on this version, you can, I feel like, actually hear Glen sound a little older. Like, he's always super strong when it comes to his vocals. And I think he still is one of the best live performers. But I appreciate this live album because, you know, he does just sound a little different. And it just makes him sound even more human. And I think it's like kind of a charm that gets added to these songs that he wrote decades ago. And Revelate is one of them. Same with What Happens When the Heart Just Stops. That song, that ballad, the way it builds will always be super satisfying to hear live. I've never heard it live, but hearing this version is great, just like the version on Setlist. You get the classic Swell Season song, When Your Mind's Made Up. You get a couple songs from his first solo album. You get This Gift and I Hope. Both of those songs I love. I love his first solo album. It's probably my favorite of all his solo albums still. It's a nostalgic album, but these 2 songs in particular, they're kind of, I feel like, his more inspirational songs, but they're the inspirational songs that don't sound as corny, or for some reason just have better hooks and melodies that I prefer. Whereas when you take a song like Her Mercy, which is on this track list, and it's from his second solo album, that song is, I feel like, plays in the tropes of, I'm going to do this kind of slow, breezy song that's, you know, supposed to be kind of uplifting. And even though, again, the live performance is well done, it's just not one of my favorite songs in general. But you do get one of his most underrated songs, which is also from his second album, and that is Just to Be the One. And this version of it is fantastic because this song, what makes it so great is that kind of late night, kind of more moody, jazzy feel. And a lot of that has to come from the horns on the studio version. And thankfully on this live performance, you do get strings, you do get horns, and it sounds just like the studio version, but even better because it, you know, when you hear like a band perform live all together in one room, there is a special feeling that sometimes you can't really emulate in a studio on an album version. And you also get a couple songs too from his last couple of solo albums, Sure as the Rain and Leave a Light. Sure as the Rain has never been one of my favorite songs, but hearing this live version, I think made me appreciate it a little bit more. And then Leave a Light is a really good song. It is maybe like a paint by numbers Glen Hansard song, but it does break up kind of the full band feel from some of these other songs. So it is a nice break on this album. The only song on here that I really don't care for, and I just never loved the song, is McCormick's Wall. I get it. It's him doing his, back to his roots, that Irish sound on the piano. And it's supposed to be just kind of a fun, endearing song. But I just never loved it. And I've seen it live a couple times too. I know the crowd really gets into it. It's never been my favorite. But thankfully, if I buy the vinyl version of this album, that song is left out, probably just for time's sake. And I'm okay with that because, again, it's never been one of my favorites. But other than that song, and maybe Her Mercy, I do think this set of songs is maybe more interesting than the Volume 1. And especially that, the first 3 songs and some of the others on Side B, I just like the variety when it comes to his career and his discography. And just like with the Volume 1, I just love the way this album sounds. The live engineering, whoever did that, did a bang-up job. Everything sounds so clear. Like, you can hear all the instrumentation. The one thing that's maybe missing from this album, and I know they had to cut it out for time's sake, but it is missing some of his, like, stories or, some of the way he talks to the crowd in between songs. But other than that, like, this sounds great. It sounds partially like it's live, but it also sounds like it's, again, recorded in a studio just with all the band members in the same room. And I think those are some of the best sounding albums. And if there's anything you should take away from this album is if you enjoy this album or Volume 1, you need to see him live if he ever comes to your part of town because he is one of my favorite live performers. There's a reason why I've seen him more than anyone else. And he'll always put on a great show. And if you love this, definitely go check out his other studio albums. Check out The Frames, The Swell Season. And if you want more live music from him, check out the Frames live album set list. Or there's a Swell Season live disc from their second album where it's a whole concert that has some of my favorite live versions of their songs like Fitzcarraldo, which is a Frame song. And I think it's really cool that he did these 2 volumes. I am always down for hearing more live Glen music. And it makes me excited for whatever his next studio album is going to be because he's been experimenting a little bit more on his last 2 studio albums. And I'm curious to see if he's going to go back to that experimentation or if he's, now that he's done a Swell Season album somewhat recently, is he going to do another Frames album? That would be my biggest wish is that we get another Frames album. But I also wouldn't mind if he did another kind of Rhythm and Repose album where it is a little bit more just kind of acoustic, a little more straightforward because I enjoy that as well. But again, any music from Glen is great. And definitely check out these 2 albums if you're a fan of him. And if you're not, still check out these albums. See how great of a performer he is, a songwriter. And then go check out the rest of his music. But that's all I have for today. Drop me a comment and let me know what you think of this live album and the other one as well. Again, go check out that review if you want to hear my full thoughts about Glen. And again, I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, I hope you take care and you'll be hearing from me soon. Bye-bye.